guys, we're making afang soup today with correct pounded yam. I am using the citrus press to juice oranges. Yes, I'm going to do it. Send the orange to the fridge to chill while I complete my meal today. I am making a very beautiful Nigerian dish that so many of you love. Now for this afang soup today, I am using the water leaf, afang leaves, also known as Okazi leaves, periwinkle, stockfish, Cameroon pepper, blended crayfish, salt and dry fish. For the meat, I'm using shaki, goat meat and pomo. I already started cooking the meat. To cook meat, this is how it goes, nothing too serious. You just need to put your meat into a pot, you add your onions and your choice seasoning. Cover it and allow it to cook with its own water. And if that water is drying up and has not cooked it enough, you add some more water. So it's cooking right now, and the next thing I'm going to do is start working with these vegetables. Now, afang leaves is very tough. That's the Okazi leaves. So because of that, most times when you buy it, the women at the shop help you to grind it or blend it to make it softer or smoother. But if you cannot do that in the market because you want to come back home and wash your afang leaves or whatever, you can always use your food processor. So I'm going to be using my food processor to blend this afang leaves today. Now I'm going to wash the afang leaves first, clean it thoroughly before I blend it. So you put your afang leaves. All right, so I'm going to add some water, not so much, just a little, and I'll process. All right, so it's time for me to slice the water leaves. That's the borogi leaves, bure. If you know what you call it in your language, let me know. The beautiful borogi leaves, the one with the pink flowers. Yeah, and also I think there should be something we should do with those pink flowers. They are too fine not to be in food. So if you use those pink flowers, the borogi flowers, for anything where you come from, let me know, okay? All right, so my vegetables are all ready now. My meat is well cooked. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to start adding the other things like my stockfish. So I'll be adding my dried fish now. My blended crayfish goes in. You can be generous with this one. If you have plenty crayfish, fine. If you don't have, it's still okay. My Cameroon pepper. You can also add fresh pepper if you have, or if you want. I've used fresh pepper, that's scotch bonnet. And don't bother yourself about this fish bones. Well-dried catfish, those bones goes very soft, like even softer than the flesh when you are eating it. The soup is a very fast soup, but one thing you must know about afang soup is that it needs a lot of oil. Your afang soup must have at least 1.5 cup of oil, at least. I'm going to cover it to cook for a while. So while it's cooking, before I add my vegetables, I'm going to peel the yam. I'm making pounded yam, but I'm using a food processor to process it because I want to show you how to use your kneading blade in the food processor to process your yam for pounded yam. So I'm going to put the yam on the cooker now. Don't forget, when you are boiling yam for pounded yam or for swallow, you don't add salt. So don't add salt to it, okay? I'll turn it on now. Cover it to cook. Time for me to add the vegetables. I'll start with the afang leaves. It's a tougher leaf. So that's why I want to start with it first. You can do either way. You can do water leaf first. But I like to add the afang first. Sometimes I add the water leaf first, really, especially when you have blended the afang. Yeah, and for those who ask the ratio, I actually do, for example, 2 handsful of water leaf to 1 handful of afang leaves. Sometimes same, really, it doesn't really go. But I just feel like the afang should not be more than the water leaf. It should like be the same thing or At least the water leaf should be slightly more than the afang. So I will allow it cook down, allow that water leaf bring out all its water before I season it. Then I'll clear here immediately. It's looking really, really good. I'm adding my seasoning powder and I'm adding some salt. Remember, I've added a little bit of salt when I was cooking the meat. I'll stay on that. And you know, the Efik, Calabar, Akwa Ibom people, all those people from those areas, they eat their afang soup with periwinkles. At this point, I'll add my deshelled periwinkles to the soup. My soup is actually ready. So it's time for me to check on this yam, pound it as soon as the yam is soft. Now, something I did before I started this whole process was to juice orange in a citrus press, and my orange is resting in the fridge right now. Let me test this. Fantastic. Like, this soup is fantastic. It's great. So this soup is ready, food done. It tastes really good. It's time for me to pound my yam now. It's soft now, so it's time for us to start pounding. Now this is the kneading pin I was telling you, or the kneading blade I was telling you about. It comes with your food processor, okay? Don't use the razor, like the blade. Yeah, the blade. Don't use that part. Use the kneading blade for processing your yam for pounded yam. All right, so once that locks in, you lock it in here. Now it's time for me to fish out the yam. The yam is soft now for pounding. I'll put this set first. So I'll take the yam to process now. Wow, this is so good. Like, look at this, very lovely, elastic or lorry, smooth pounded yam. Trust me, pounding it in a mortar cannot be better than this. Like, it's smooth, it's elastic, it's really, really nice. This is smooth. Now, if you want to add some water, all you need to do is to cover it up. If you're adding water, always add from the water, the boiling water where you boil the yam, or the water you use for boiling the yam. I'll just take a little of that water, add a little just to soften it a bit for those who like soft yam. So you can add as much to the consistency that you like, okay? I don't like my swallow very soft. I like it a bit strong. All right, so this is good, like fantastically good. This is fantastic, elastic, lovely. So time to serve. Food done. My afang soup done ready. My pounded yam done ready. Food done. I'm going to get my juice now from the fridge. Beautiful. Now this my afang soup is so lovely. Now before talking about the soup, let's talk about the smoothness of this yam processed in the food processor. Just look at this. Just look at this. Fantastic. Excellent. Smooth. This is so yum. Like so lovely. Like, you know that kind of food that you are eating and you are feeling it. I'm feeling it is fantastic. If you prepare any recipe I show you here, please make sure you tag me on your pictures. Take pictures of them, tag me on your pictures, and I get to celebrate. You have over 10,000 to 12,000 people viewing your beautiful food. Yeah? Thank you all so much. I really appreciate you. This is so yum. This is so yum. So guys, see you next week. I love you all so much. I'm coming with another very beautiful recipe, so don't miss it, okay? Yum. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.